All right, guys, I'm Coach Ben from Knox Performance, and we're going to be talking about 40-yard dash training, okay? So, most of us, especially in football, okay, we have a lot of track influence within our football training for speed. And we sometimes mistake our need for speed for our actual need for acceleration. Think about it. In football, do you ever run over 60 yards at a time? Okay, that's a rare play. Does anybody on the team run over 60 yards? Okay, most of your routes as a wide receiver are going to be between 20 and 40 yards. Okay, hence why people test with 40-yard dash. All right, you're not running more than 40 yards at a time on the field unless you're returning a ball. Returning a kick. So that being said, you're not training for speed like a track athlete. You're training for acceleration. So the first bullet point over there mentioned, the 40-yard dash is not a test for speed. Instead, it's a test for the rate of acceleration. Okay, it's how fast you can go from 0 to 60, not how much you can maintain that speed onwards. Okay, because again, you're only running about 40 yards, not 100 yards, not 60, not 200, not 400 yards. On a football field, basketball court, soccer field, wherever. Okay. So now with that being said, when you're training for the 40-yard dash, there's a few points I have mentioned on here, okay? So again, the 40-yard dash, right, is made and broken in the initial 10 yards of the test, okay? That is the time where you get to accelerate the most, okay? And later on at the end of this video, I'm gonna share this formula for you guys where you guys can actually calculate your 40-yard dash simply by doing 10-yard splits. All right, so let's talk about this 40-yard dash real quick some more. Okay. So being able to accelerate and get to high speed fast is simple physics, yo. You guys in physics class or in any kind of environmental science class where they might have touched on physics a little bit, I know I did in high school, and I think middle school, not high school, early high school, my freshman year, but even in college. But everybody, most people know this, okay? A force applied is the same as force applied back, right? So if I'm to punch something or apply force, that same thing is going to apply force back. It's the same concept we're going to have when running a 40 or when we're trying to accelerate in any sport, okay? Just like this third bulletin says, it's simple physics, you guys. The more force applied to the ground by a single leg, the same or equal force is applied back to the athlete, moving the athlete forward at a faster rate. So if you're a strong athlete, okay, if you're a strong athlete and you can apply more force onto the ground, you're going to then be able to run faster because the ground is going to apply the same amount of force back to you, taking you further, propelling you further, okay? We have plenty of athletes that do a lot of drills, ladder drills, parachute drills, all those drills. You guys know who you are, all right? Pretty drills, pretty running drills. But then there's kids that are just flat out stronger, that just run faster even with poor mechanics than those who have pretty mechanics. Why? It's because these kids are stronger. There was once a video on ESPN on sports science. It had Denard Robinson and another football player. Their pace was going at the same. Their stride was the same, but Denard Robinson was going a lot further. And the explanation to that is that Denard Robinson was able to apply more force into the ground than the other player who was measured next to him, right? Propelling a lot faster, going forward faster, accelerating faster at a faster rate. Okay. So together with that, right? Strength training is going to be your number one, is going to be your favorite. It's going to be your best friend, sorry. Strength training, all right? Which means developing speed is going to be focused on unilateral work. So when you are strength training for the 40-yard dash or just becoming a faster athlete on the field, you don't want to always rely on bilateral work. So by bilateral, we mean both legs on the ground next to each other, okay? Your traditional squats, your traditional deadlifts. Because those, yes, they do train those muscle groups that help you run faster, but they do not train more sport specific to you running because you don't run with your feet next to each other. All right, one foot is in front of each other and one foot is in contact with the ground at a time. So that's why we start to include things like split squats in your workouts, right? Because you're now unilateral. That makes more sense because it mimics the motion of running a little bit more, okay? And it gets to isolate each leg and train each leg a little bit more because when you do run, you're able to apply force into the ground, propelling you forward, okay? Keep that in mind. As well as a lot of single leg work. Single leg work is one of my favorite for my athletes. I have my athletes do a lot of single leg work, okay? If we can create and promote and train that leg to be strong on its own without the other leg on the ground, you're going to end up becoming a faster athlete and more injury prevention. especially for girls, okay? ACL injuries are an epidemic in girls soccer. Another video we're gonna make is gonna be definitely talking about single leg squats benefiting girls. But back on track, I'm back on topic. We're still talking about a 40-yard dash and speed. Okay, over here also have single leg RDLs, okay, as a way to develop single leg strength. That's important, okay, to continue to develop single leg strength, okay? Now, beginning of the video, I told you guys on ways to test your 40-yard dash, not by running the entire 40, but just 10-yard splits. The reason I like this is because sometimes you don't have enough space to run a 40-yard dash. Sometimes it's not always safe to continuously run a 40-yard dash, especially after lifting, because now you're in the risk of tearing your hamstring, pulling your hamstring if you're running repeated 40-yard dashes. Okay, so quick recap before I give you guys this formula right here. The 40-yard dash is a test for acceleration, not speed, okay? The athlete's 40-yard dash is made and broken the first 10-yard dash. There's gonna be other videos that I'm gonna post that are gonna show you guys how to really make the most out of your first 10 yards, okay? Again, physics, y'all. Apply more force into the ground, more force applied back to you, taking you forward a lot faster, all right? Together with strength training as a means to develop speed. Again, guys, get in the weight room, y'all, and train smart, okay? Train smart, okay, with our tips. And again, contact us at Knox Performance. We can definitely show you ways to get that strength training done right, all right? Or click the link below for more information. All right, now, for us to estimate this 40-yard dash, it's simple, guys. So, when you want to estimate your 40-yard dash, you're going to take your 10-yard split. What I mean by that is you're going to time your 10-yard split. So instead of running the whole 40-yard dash, run 10 yards. Time your fastest 10 yards. I will do it about 3 times and take the slowest time to be more accurate. If you want more accuracy, do it 6 times. You take the slowest time of those or the average time of those, okay? So for athletes that are under 200 pounds, you're gonna take your 10-yard split and at a low estimate, you're gonna add 2.8 seconds. At a high estimate, you're gonna add 3.0. So let's say your 10-yard split was 1.7. At a low estimate, you're gonna take 1.7, add 2.8 seconds to it. At a high estimate, you're gonna add 3.0. Then you're gonna have your range of what you might expect to run at a 40-yard dash without having to run the actual 40-yard dash and risk injury. If you're an athlete of 200 to 250 pounds, you're gonna do your 10-yard split at 3.0 seconds or a high 3.2 seconds. If you're an athlete of 250 to 350 pounds, you're gonna add 3.0 to 3.4 seconds to your 10-yard split. And that, guys, will give you the ranges of what you might expect to run a 10-yard split. I mean, what you might expect to run in a 40-yard dash. Go ahead, guys. Put this formula to a test. It works. It really does. But anyway, thank you for watching this video on training for the 40-yard dash. More and more information on training for your sports is coming up from Knox Performance. Thank you.